Okay, this is a series of foam roller self-massaging exercises, and we'll start out with what's called the iliotibial band, or better known as the IT band. And it's a band of tissue that runs from your hip, or better known as the ilium, all the way down to the lower leg, or the tibia. So in order to get that, you want to get onto your side, and you're going to start out with the foam roller close to your hip on the bottom leg, and then you have the opposite leg crossed over so that you can control how much of your own body weight you want onto the foam roller. And you roll forward and backward. Now, Jessica, scoot a little bit more forward so that you can have more leverage with that opposite leg. Yeah. So you roll forward and back so that you're really trying to splay that tissue. And typically it hurts in the beginning, but if you do this consistently, in about 2 weeks it won't be as painful, but it works great. That's it. And then once you get used to that amount of pressure, you can increase the pressure by putting your opposite leg on top of the other one. That's it. And typically it takes a while to be able to tolerate that amount of pressure. Also, you'll probably find some hot spots that you want to hone in on. So if you find that spot, you can do less range of motion and just try to hone in on that one area that feels more sensitive. That's good. Okay, and then to get to the quad, you roll onto your stomach with both legs. And this one, you have to keep your stomach muscles really tight. So you're pulling yourself forward and back using your arms, and you want to prevent your back from sinking in toward the floor using your stomach muscles. So it's actually a twofer. You get that little plank position for your core, and you also get the splaying of the quad muscle. Now if you bend your knees so you have your heels up toward your buttocks, you'll get a little bit more of a stretch into the quad. That's it. And then if you don't feel too much, you can actually put one leg on top of the other one. So you're just isolating one quad at a time. That's it. That's good. And then you could try the other side. That's it. And then you could roll onto your back and get the hamstrings. So this, again, if you do it right, you also get your abdominals working. So you can come down until you right to the sit bone. Good. And then come back. And keeping that back nice and straight using your abdominals. Good. And that feels really good on the hamstrings. And you can imagine what you're doing is just a little self-massage and splaying the tissue so it lengthens the tissue. Now to get the calf, you would just go a little further, but typically you don't have enough of your own body weight to get any pressure, so that in order to get more pressure, you cross one leg on top of the other to get a little bit more of your calf. And you could get the inside portion of the calf and then the outside. Again, keeping your stomach muscles tight. That's it. Great. And try the other, yep. And again, if you feel a sensitive area, you want to hone in on it and try to isolate that area until it's less sensitive. Good. Okay, another way to do some self-massage and sometimes a little bit of adjustment of your back, you can put the foam roller in that same T position and right in the small of your back. Good, and then you're going to bend your knees, cradle your head, and you're going to roll onto the foam roller almost like a rolling pin. Good. And if you keep your pelvis a little higher, you get a little bit more pressure, and just come right before the top of your shoulder blades. If you go too high, your head will roll off of it. So it just goes into the mid-back area. And sometimes you will feel a little adjustment that you've done on yourself. That's it. So you can roll forward and back, just using your legs, and try to stay high in your torso as you come up to the small of your back. That's right. That's it. So it's almost like you're almost doing a crunch as you come up, and then kind of coming back, pelvis high, to get, yes, that's it. And this feels usually, generally, pretty good. Mm-hmm. Great. And then you can also bias one side over the other by doing a little bit of a tilt to get more of the obliques, the lats, all the muscles on the side there. Good. And now try the other side. Mm-hmm. This should never be painful, it just should feel good. Although there's some sensitive spots that you might touch. Mm-hmm. Okay.